All right, everybody. We are live. So, welcome to New Justice Media, your voice for the world. One of my subscribers sent me this article regarding Texas community colleges, I guess, coming under fire, having to prove themselves going forward in 2023. And their budget is going to be depending on a number of things. So, let's get into this. Let's get started. Let's throw my main man here so we can get to this article here. You know what? I tell you what. I'm going to share this article with you all so you all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Give me a moment. Bear with me. Just bear with me. Let me get this article up and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. Bingo. This is KXAN News. So let's get to this. I'm going to let you all listen in here, and then we're going to get to this story, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, you all got that. Now, make sure I adjust my volume here. I'm going to talk about this. Let's talk about this here, shall we? Now, I don't know because uh, okay, scrap that. All right, look. Let's take a look at this. Let's pick this apart here. Now, I don't know if it's something going on with the universities versus community colleges, or they want the community colleges to show their worth, because that's what it seems like to me. Now, you heard the young lady. It's cost effective. It's always been cost effective. So I guess what wasn't mentioned was transfer. If you notice that, you heard that. No one mentioned transfer. They said associate degree, level 1, level 2 certificate, but nobody said transfer. So things have changed, have they? So let's look at this article. State lawmakers are considering a complete overhaul of how Texas divvies up funding to community colleges across the state. Now, I did hear in the article and I saw in it that they were saying that they're trying to get more money to them, like up from 28%. But at the same time, they're looking at outcomes. So where's this going? Is the money going to be tied to the outcomes, or are you just trying to get more funding for underprivileged students to give them skills so they can afford to go to school to get certain skills to get adequate employment? But like I said before, transfer is not in there. So what are you talking about? What are you mentioning when you say, the associate degree? So you're cutting out the universities? I don't know. But let's finish this up. On Friday, the Texas House Appropriations Committee held a hearing to discuss access to and affordability of higher education. That included testimony from Higher Education Commissioner Harrison Keller, who also heads the Texas Commission on College Community Funding. The commission was established in the 87th legislature, tasked with evaluating how the state distributes funds to community colleges. It just published its first draft of recommendations ahead of a meeting Monday. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Currently, there is an allocation method that is essentially based upon what's called contact hours, which, if you don't know what contact hours are, it's self-explanatory. The contact between the professor and the student, how many hours of contact. And most courses, mainly you're talking credit, are 48 contact hours within a given semester. So you're talking 3 credit hours, and they're meeting a specific times of the week, 3 days a week, 2 days a week. At the end of that semester, that should add up to be 48 contact hours. Now, you have certain courses can go up to 96 contact hours, depending on labs and all that type of stuff. So depending on the amount of time, the classroom time, learning time, the interaction between the professor and the student, the contact hours spent together learning, teaching and learning. So now it goes on to say, what is the enrollment look like at a certain point at the start of every semester, and then and that's used as sort of a base for appropriation. So what they, I guess, saying that, with the 12th class day enrollment, they're locked in, certified students, and then the funding gets locked in. So mainly it doesn't matter if the student drops after that. That's the head count is what they're going to go with. So if you start out in the class with 28 students and you certify before that certification date, and if 8 students drop, you probably still going to get counted for 28. That's usually how they used to do it. They may do it different now. So that's how the funding used to be. But now they're saying that they're not really concerned with that. They're concerned with the outcome. Where are they going, I guess, after they graduate? What are the skills that they're learning? Is this certificate or degree going to lead to something? That's what I get out of it, good people. You tell me. That's in addition to the base amount distributed to each school. Now they're proposing a new method based on student outcomes to calculate how much each school gets. Now you see here, student outcomes. The production of high value credentials, for example, it could be a credential, it could be an associate degree, or it could be a workforce education credential, a level 1 or level 2 certificate. Martinez explained, the gentleman was saying. So this is not bad, especially for people who are wanting to come back to school. This will benefit. But where does it leave a lot of the core programs, the core classes here? I don't think they're telling the whole story here, good people. I don't get that here. The new process would also incentivize programs that are needed to fill workforce gaps in the community. There you go. So if you're talking about workforce, you're talking automotive, you're talking forensics, you're talking maybe cybercrime, digital, you're talking things that lead to a career. Hey, you could even throw in law enforcement, because certain law enforcement agencies require a degree or so many hours of college. And I know Dallas requires 45 hours. I think Mesquite Police Department requires 60 hours. Now, there may be exceptions with internal transfer or military active duty, but beyond that, you got to have those hours. So is that what they're looking at? I don't know. Nursing was real big, as you saw there. But once again, what I didn't hear was transfer. I didn't hear that. Now let's continue. It would be based upon high need occupational pathways, right? So if we're in an era where we actually need more, not just nurses, but perhaps even phlebotomists, the folks that actually draw blood at a lab, for example, then we should incentivize or provide funding for community colleges to be able to produce those types of credentials, Martinez said. Okay. Additionally, the commission recommends increasing the amount of financial aid that the state offers students attending community colleges. But where's the aid? So where's this aid going to go? It seems to me this aid is going to go more to a workforce. That's what I'm getting at. Once again, though, you have a lot of community colleges that have liberal arts degrees, which therefore you have a lot of core programs. I mean, you have accounting, which is somewhat workforce. You have certificates in accounting with the data processing. You have a lot of things that a lot of people could utilize. So my question is, are they really targeting workforce programs? Are the community colleges being tasked with turning out more workforce programs rather than academic transfer? That's the question. That's the question. Now, Commissioner Harrison Kelly in the hearing this morning talked about the importance of trying to move funding for, I guess it's TOGS, so that tuition grant for community college students much higher than just 28%, being able to be funded and aim at least 70%. See, they're going to increase this big time, but who are they increasing it for? I really think they're going for workforce here. Here it is. Austin Community College released a statement to KXAN about the proposal, stating ACC is hopeful that the recommendations from the Community College Finance Commission will create more avenues for education and workforce success for Central Texans. Workforce success, in particular, recommendations that reward student achievement in critical need workforce programs and outcomes-based fundings are issues that community colleges and ACC have long supported. The statement continues, here in Central Texas, we also recognize the importance of ensuring ACC remains affordable. In that sense, we are encouraged by the Commission's stretch goal of increasing student take up of the Texas Educational Opportunity Grant, the TOG program, to 70% of eligible students. Now, it says 70% of eligible students. How are you going to determine that? You know what I think it's going to be determined by? Income, yes. 1. 2, what are you majoring in? I'll determine that. Because if you, let's just say allegedly here, if you're going to major in some liberal arts degree or something, they're going to say, okay, where's it going to lead to? You might not get that grant. But if you say you're majoring in automotive technology or something, cybercrime, forensics, you probably won't get that grant because it leads to something. This is where they're going here. They're not saying it, but they didn't mention transfer. They didn't mention bachelor degrees. They didn't. So I don't know. You tell me. I don't know, people. It's something to really, really think about. I mean, they're changing this up. And this could spell, or is this the end of liberal arts programs? That's the question. Because you saw on that video, you saw the programs that they were talking about. And these were workforce programs. Is anyone else, I'm wondering, any professors out there in the state of Texas even talking about this? Because see, that was a time where liberal arts and workforce programs worked together. You had your transfer and you had your workforce. They did it work together. Now it seems to me they're separating the two. I'm just saying allegedly. Just go back and look at what it said. That was the article in the Dallas Morning News stating, do community colleges need to improve or prove their usefulness or something like that? I'm like, what? Huh? What? Or is this an attack on the community colleges? Is this something regarding universities? I don't know. Or is this a parting of ways? That's the question. That's the question. For those individual workforce, seem like to me you may be okay. Long as you can produce, long as you can produce the students and show that they're or majoring in something that is getting them a skill, like a trade that they can use. But we do have other programs that are liberal arts that I do believe are useful also, but that's not mentioned. This is something that I do believe that needs to be brought out in a lot of these colleges, community college. I would say administration needs to be talking to a lot of their faculty about this. Maybe they have been, I don't know, but this is a big thing here. So they're down there in Austin, and they're talking about this in their meeting in October to finalize this, how they're going to allocate this money, who's going to get it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is anybody talking about this? Does anyone even is remotely concerned? Because I don't know, are they saying that what the other programs are a waste of students' time? I mean, community colleges for years have been the most affordable. You're talking student debt. You're talking about student loans and all of this stuff. Sleepy Joe Biden talking about giving $10,000. It depends on how much how many loans you have. I mean, but something's better than nothing. That's true. So community colleges have always been a way to reduce that, where students can come out with very little debt. Now they're saying they got to prove their worth. Okay. Wow. Wow. So is this what is it, a war between workforce and liberal arts? Or if not, it seems like they're going to start one. I don't know. But this is something people need to be thinking about, those who are in higher education. Because you saw it on the video, they did not mention transfer. Not saying it, I'm not anti-transfer. I think it's great for those students who want to go on to get a bachelor degree to further their education. It's great, but that wasn't mentioned. They didn't mention that. They didn't mention anything about a liberal arts degree or transfer. They said associate degree, yes. But what associate degree were they referring to? Was it the liberal arts associate degree or was it a technical associate degree? That is the question. So anyway, I'm going to get on up out of here. I just wanted to jump on here because a few of my subscribers sent me that article, asked me to do a story on it. So I just wanted to get just give my 2 cents about it, and let me know what you all think about this. So this is Media Mike Speaks, host of New Justice Media. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.